One of the obligations that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has imposed upon us is the obligation to exhort, advise, give Naseeha. Naseeha is to remind someone else if something needs to be, if something needs to be corrected, if something needs to be reminded of. However, Naseeha can be effective. Okay, kids, can you guys go in the back? Can you guys go in the back, please?
Outside.
Outside.
It's outside.
And remain there. Naseeha can be effective and it can also be ineffective. It will be effective if you are doing it in the right way and you're doing it at the right time and you're doing it with the right approach and the right words. And it will be ineffective if you are not following any of these things. You're not doing it at the right time, you're not doing it in the right way, you're not doing it in the right words, you're not using the right approach. Imam al-Shafi'i rahmatullahi alayhi, the famous Imam, he once wrote in one of his couplets, he said, تَعَمَّدْنِي بِنُصْحِكَ فِي الْفِرَادِ. When you want to advise me in private. وَجَنِّبْنِي النَّصِيحَةَ فِي الْجَمَاعَةِ. And avoid exhorting me in public. Avoid giving me your advice in public. فإن فيه نوع من التوبيخ. Because when you are giving your advice publicly to me, there is an element of rebuke in there, and there is also an element of exposure in there. So, next time when you want to give me advice, I'll be happy to take it, and I'll be happy to consider it, and I'll be happy to implement it if it is done with sincerity, if it is done privately, not to expose me, and not to embarrass me, and not to humiliate me, and not to rebuke me. Because when you do it in front of others, you're actually rebuking me, you're actually exposing me, and you are actually humiliating me and embarrassing me. And that is something that I will not accept. So if you do it that way, then consider myself excused, and I will not listen to you. لا أرضى استماعه. I will not even listen to such an advice. How beautifully it is said by Imam al-Shafi'i rahmatullahi alayhi, something that our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us. Because the purpose of Naseeha is not to embarrass someone, is not to humiliate someone, is not to expose someone. It is to correct that person, and they will happily take that correction, take that advice, and take that exhortation if it is done sincerely, and if it is done in a way that they feel that you did it out of love and you did it out of sincerity. And I'll share just one example, and then we will move towards the prayer, inshallah. Once Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu was sitting in the gathering, and there were a lot of people in the masjid. So one of the people sitting in that gathering who was in attendance, he broke his wudu. He passed gas. So Umar radiallahu anhu heard that, and people heard that too. However, Umar radiallahu anhu, he said, whoever broke his wudu, instead of pointing out to that person, he said, whoever broke his wudu should go and make fresh wudu. So one of the companions approached Umar radiallahu anhu, and he said, "Oh Amir al-Mu'mineen, would it be better if we all go make wudu? That way we will save that person from embarrassment. We will save that person from humiliation." How amazing is that? So they all went. So Umar radiallahu anhu said, we all go and make fresh wudu. And they all went and made fresh wudu. That way, they concealed the identity of that person who broke wudu, and they saved him from that embarrassment. These are the teachings of our religion. Jazakallah.
Sorry.